You already know what it is. Your boy Ty. I'm here with Street Therapy and my guy TJ. You already know what it is. P2P in the building. CEO P2P Financial Group. Author of Debt Collectors to the Pros. Let's get it.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy TJ here with Street Therapy. And man, we back with another episode, y'all. Y'all see what's going on, man. We bringing the credit into the therapy room, y'all. Y'all see what's going on. My boy Ty, man. Tell us, man, how you feel?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
I'm feeling good, man. Thank you for coming through, man. We appreciate that.
For sure. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Let's get it.
Yes. All right, man. So listen, man. First question we got to know here on Street Therapy, man. How was it growing up for you in the streets of Philadelphia?
Yeah, so growing up in the streets of Philadelphia, I believe it's like every hood in America. So with struggles, it was, hard times, seeing a lot of people get killed, a lot of people going through struggles financially, and just, trying to pivot and find your way. So like I grew up playing basketball, and a lot of kids was playing basketball and stuff like that. So that's what I gravitated towards to try to, get away from the street culture and stuff like that. But mind you, everybody end goal is to make it to the NBA. And a lot of people that didn't make it to the NBA or even didn't even, attempt to go further, they wound up, turning to the streets. So I was, kind of in a rock between a hard place. But, staying with that kind of, helped me, gravitate and, make my way through the city. But Philly is definitely a challenging city for sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. So basically, tell us, how were you able to manage that, balance staying away from the streets and knowing that it's better for you to do your own thing?
To be honest, it was definitely challenging because I feel like the main thing is peer pressure. And peer pressure is a huge thing when it comes to like making decisions and stuff like that. So we had this stigma like what's cool and what's not. And I believe, whatever you want to do, you got to make it cool for you because you got to live with whatever decision that you make. So I was always stuck between a rock and a hard place with that. But me just finding out who I am and just seeing like who was there through the dark times and who not, and understand like seeing like whatever decision you make, there's either good or bad consequences with it, and then learning from other people's decisions that helped me, go the other way and like, all right, that's not what I want to do. You feel me? Because it's either you going to be a product of your environment or you not. But there's a flip side to it. If you're not from Philly and you're a product of your environment, if you are in a good neighborhood, there is like, wealth and stuff like that, you can be a good product of your environment. But I grew up in the trenches, so it's like everything was like grimy. So it's like, it's either you want to turn out like that or, you can go the other way. So I chose to go the other way.
Right. That's what's up, man. And it definitely take a lot of discipline, a lot of structure and understanding that it's best to go the other way. Because I know with you being able to say that you went the other way, you've seen a lot of people take the other way. You know what I'm saying? And become parts of the environment, become victims of their own communities and stuff like that. So even with that being said, like you said, you learn from the others around you, so that built that discipline and that structure for you.
No, facts.
Because we lack that. You get what I'm saying? Most of us from our communities, we fed into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So growing up, did you have mom, dad? Like, how was you able to keep that structure?
Yeah, so I grew up in a single parent household. It was really just me and my little brother. So my dad wasn't around. I last saw my dad, I was like 6 months old, and I don't even remember it. But I did wind up seeing him like when I was 14. So that's a long span of time to just, running into somebody. So just imagine that time frame, just me, my mom, and my little brother. So me and my little brother, we was going to the same school. And a lot of times he would get like bullied and stuff like that. And I had to really step up for him. Now I do have an older brother and older sister, but they both was with their dad. And my older brother was in the streets. And he didn't really, spend enough time with me because he was always on the road. He was always doing what he doing. So that really forced me to grow up at a young age. And it was difficult. And going back to like even playing ball, it was times where, my mom wasn't able to provide and do certain things. There was times where like I probably like had my last little dollar that my grandma gave me or something, and I'm just playing somebody at the park, playing for $5, $10, and it's like, all right, double or nothing, $20. You lose, it's like you going home with nothing. So it's like, you feel me? I was on that time, but it was definitely a struggle for sure. But it shaped me, to become who I am today.
That's what's up, man. Put the money when you crash.
No, for sure, yeah.
Have you or anybody you know been directly impacted by the jail system or DOC, Department of Corrections?
Yeah, plenty of people. So I had friends that was outside, doing street business and doing that, and I've seen how hard it was to like even when they got in trouble to pay for a lawyer and stuff like that.
Right.
It was difficult because they didn't have the financial means. You get what I'm saying? So just even seeing them and then seeing what their mom had to go through, always going to court dates, always doing this and that, and then the impact people don't understand, like going to jail and all that. That impacts family, it impacts friends, it impacts even the younger ones that look up to you, because even you go in the neighborhood, right, it's always little kids that looks up to like the drug dealers or the hustlers, whatever it is you're doing. It's always somebody looking up to you, and it can impact them directly or indirectly. You just don't know. You get what I'm saying? Unless they tell you, or you can like really read the room and see it. But friends for sure. My brother, obviously, like he did time in jail. That's really about it for real. Cause I do see like a lot of young boys and stuff. I know that in and out of jail, but like I don't really know their exact specific situation.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But as far as that, just friends and my older brother for real.
All right, well, we're going to jump right into it. Right? Well, all right, well, before we jump into that, we got to get this question out of the way. Okay, so what does therapy mean to you?
Therapy means to me just finding a balance, finding something that helps you deal with whatever life throwing at you. So finding your sanctuary, your utopian society, whatever you want to call it, something that's going to bring you peace. So like for me is either going to the gym or reading a book. I read a lot of books, like something as simple as just reading a book, listening to instrumentals on YouTube. That relaxes me, that helps me.
Have you ever had therapy yourself?
Yes, I did. I had a struggle with mental health, and I used to see a therapist and stuff like that. This was I think my 9th and 10th grade year of high school. So I was at Martin Luther King High School, Germantown and stuff. So I was in there and I was going through like mental health and stuff. I was trying to play basketball. I noticed one day, I'm like, yo, I'm really going through it, because I came home one day and I was just like frustrated with everything, basketball, just life in general, not having the financial means to buy things that I want. One day I just like snapped. I just came in the crib, I just started throwing stuff, and then I'm like, man, this is like really taking over me. So just I was in a dark place at a young age. What, 10th grade, you about what, 15, something like that? Yeah. So I'm going through that, and I'm like, listen, I gotta get some help. So my mom was like, yeah, you should go to therapy, because it's serious, it's dangerous. So I sat down with a therapist, and the therapist actually helped me get like my first gym membership to like the YMCA. So once I started going in there, I started using the gym. I started meeting new people. I started seeing the world a little different through like health and wellness. You get what I'm saying? Like I've noticed like the more I work out, the more like I eat clean and stuff like that, it helps like my mental health too. So just trying to find a life balance for real, like through all the chaos.
The experience with therapy was pretty good, you would say, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I love therapy myself. Man.
Yeah.
I've never been against therapy. I'm definitely big on therapy.
Yeah.
So with that being said, have you took therapy? You said that was a little younger. So what about when you got a little older? Have you ever took emotional or mental therapy?
No, I haven't, but I do believe I should start doing it. I feel like you should do it even if you think you don't need therapy, because sometimes a lot of us are in denial, and we probably have we going through stuff and we have emotions bottled up. And like a lot of our people, we like to suppress our emotions with like drug abuse and sex and violence or whatever it is. So I just believe everybody needs some type of therapy, talking to somebody. And I feel like, talking to somebody that's, just like you, that looks like you, that helps a lot more, because they can relate. Like, or if you tell somebody like, all right, listen, I'm from Germantown, or I'm from North Philly, West Philly, whatever, and I seen this and the third, I seen people die, I seen people get arrested, I see people commit suicide, or I seen people just, go out bad, and it's just like, they can relate because they saw it too, and they experienced it too. But a lot of people experiences are different, and I even learned too. I used to think that I was the only person that was going through stuff, but everybody's going through stuff. Like, you feel me? So hearing other people's story, it helped out a lot for sure. So
definitely, man. That's
Yeah.
something that can help me too as well.
Yeah. Facts.
So let's talk about the personal journey, man.
Yeah.
Some people that might not know you, or some people that might look at you, might not even know
Yeah.
that you are a cancer survivor,
Yeah.
that you beat cancer. So can you take us back to the moment when you first got diagnosed, where you was at, what you was going on, how old were you, stuff like that?
Yeah. So I was actually diagnosed with cancer last year on my birthday, and I wound up choking off my food. I went to dinner, I choked off my food, and the food wound up going down or whatever. I'm like, bet, all right, I'm about to leave the doctors. They talking about, nah, you gotta stay. We found something else. So that whole year, well, really, that was like end of 2024. My birthday, I was born in August. So that whole 2024 through like midway half of 2025 was definitely difficult. Going through like chemo, going through treatments and multiple surgeries and stuff like that was
Right.
definitely serious. So I'm technically not cancer free yet, but
Okay.
I'm nearly at the finish line. So
Okay.
I just have to get cleared for real. But everything's going well. My process is going well. The journey is going well. I'm expecting to make a full recovery and stuff like that. I'm just waiting for it to get clear. Yeah.
So talk to us, man, because this is a big deal. Because when most people hear cancer, right, we think, oh my God, we always think the worst. Because
Yeah.
a lot of us brought people to cancer.
Yeah.
And also another thing we also connect cancer to it is old people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody never think that.
Yeah.
What are you, 20 something? What?
I'm 28. I just turned 28. Yeah.
But then you said last year, so you're like 27, 26,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So nobody would never think 27, 26,
Yeah.
someone could have cancer.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that and that even process of you going through that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt like it was something going on. I just didn't know it was that because I was always fatigued. Like I was like a little fatigued. I'll be at the airport on my way to like Dallas or something because I had a flight to Dallas one time and I'm at the airport. I already got 8 hours of sleep and everything. I'm like, why am I so tired? I'm just falling asleep and all that. But I noticed too, a lot of the foods and stuff we eat is not good for you, and that plays a huge role. And stress plays a huge role too. So just like we go back to talking about taking care of our mental health and stuff like that, I really want to call it mental wealth, but we got to really take care of that because that's like the glue to a lot of diseases and your gut health. And I was like doing my own research and stuff like that, so it's like it's serious, bro. But definitely finding out I was always fatigued and then just going through that process, it was scary. It was days, dark days I feel a little depressed. It was days I feel like, all right, I still gotta run a company. I still gotta do this. I still gotta, try to be there for others. But also I had to realize I had to also be there for myself. Because if I don't take care of myself, how can I take care of others too?
So you was diagnosed with cancer after you had already built up your company and after
Yeah.
you published a book and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Or
So,
did the book come after?
so the book was recently published like a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was brand new. But I've been running the company since 2020. So just even have to sustain the company and just going through all that, still having bills and overhead and all that, it was definitely challenging. But one thing I can say is there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel, and I had to really dig deep and down to who I was, bro, because it's like if you're gonna give up, then it's like you're not even giving yourself a chance to fight. And then you letting other people down. It's people that really believe in you, and it's people that really want to support you and that want you to be healthy and want you to be, cancer free and want you to go on and do great things. But I got a lot of support
Okay.
and,
So is
and
that what kept you motivated during your treatment and your recovery, your support?
support. Yes, the support system was like major. And like you said earlier, I didn't even think that I'll be able to, experience something like that. You feel me? I would have never thought I'd get a diagnosis like having all these doctors in white coats. They just looking around you like 30 of them. It's shit like a movie. Like it's like a movie. But it's something that I am thankful for because I didn't know I was that strong until I had no choice to be strong. You feel me? So yeah.
So how did surviving cancer change when you see life and business?
Um, it really made me understand like things are, bigger than just business too. There's more serious problems going on in the world and things could be a lot worse. If I gotta refund a client or if I gotta do this and the third, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
And there's things that's bigger than that, and that really put a lot of things in perspective for me because there were times where I got very selfish and it'll affect others and people that wanted my time, wanted to build and connect with me, like as far as like women, it could be other family and stuff like that. But those are the moments that you don't get back because you don't get time back. And time is something that can't be replaced. You can always replace money, but time in certain relationships is just, they don't come often, bro. They don't.
So you just said something about business, and we was talking about business, and you was already going through all of this building a business.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about business. A lot of people feel stressed or ashamed when they hear debt.
Yeah.
A lot of people, right? It's like a bad word for us, especially like you, white people, business people, whatever.
Yeah.
So what are some of the biggest misconstrued that you hear about it, and that you can clear up the misperception? I'm sorry.
So that, all right. So let's say this: a huge misconception. A lot of people think. Let's look at it on a credit report standpoint. So I have clients that's getting their credit fixed and stuff like that. So they think just because I remove the items off their report that they don't owe the debt. Like you still owe.
Right.
So you got to get out of the debt. You got to either settle the debt, get the debt waived by suing and stuff like that. So they think, all right, I got this little 20 ball from Chase off that I'm cool. No, they can come back and sue you and stuff like that because you basically it's like you ran off on a plug and you think there's no consequences that's gonna come with it. They're gonna try to sue you and try to collect on it. You get what I'm saying? So that's one huge misconception. Two, I tell people, if you're financially literate and you're disciplined, don't worry about debt too much. Use it to your advantage. But don't go out there buying Gucci, Louis, and Prada and all that. You feel me? Messing up the credit cards. But I feel like that's a lot of people's problem more than anything. If people buckle down and stay focused and stay serious about, their finances, they'll be fine. It's just a lot of misleading.
So how did you learn about
Pandemic. So 2020, yeah. So 2020, they canceled our basketball season. I was playing college ball, and I was like, it's nothing to do. Is all I'm doing? I kind of stopped. I kind of fell out of love with like basketball a little bit. We all got that pandemic money. I started, everybody got 20,000 and all. I know I got 20,000 and all that. So it's like, I'm like, it got to be another way. You feel me? Because if basketball don't work, then what else? It's like they really shut the world down. You feel me? So we was all in the crib, and it's like, yo, it gotta be more to life than this. So I just start seeing YouTube videos and stuff. I started seeing people on Instagram talk about it, and it was somebody I know. I went to elementary school. He wound up doing credit repair and stuff like that, and he made a lot of money. So I asked him, like, how you do it? He was like, join my class. I joined this class, and then it been up after that.
it? Right, it was one of those worship classes.
Yeah.
There are so many horror stories about the webinar classes.
Yeah. I feel like you can just take what you take from it, and then you can always still learn because everybody don't know everything. But it was the jump start for me to get there because I didn't learn a lot from the class, but it was like an eye opener. I learned a little bit, but it was an eye opener. I still had to put that footwork in myself.
Yes, definitely. So what's one tip that you can share that can change someone's financial situation today?
Save at least 10 to 15% of your earnings.
Break it down.
So if you get $500, save like $50 out of that. You feel me? I know it's difficult, but a lot of people just don't do it. $50, we go buy backwoods and we go buy Wawa in and out of McDonald's and all that every day. What's $50 out to 500? Just everything that you get, just save 10%. Whatever it's $10, that's $1. Just save that.
But sometimes the argument for some people might be like, yo, that's all I got. So what would the pushback be?
The pushback would be, you prioritize what you want to prioritize. I feel like that's the pushback. You get what I'm saying? Whatever is important to you, you'll make time for it. You'll do it. That's whether you want to see a girl, no matter if you want to hit the gym, if you want to put your health first. Because even on the health standpoint, there's foods that don't cost that much that's healthy. But a lot of times we choose to go buy soul food every day and all. And I love soul food, but for sure. But it's just not good every single day. You feel me? Yeah.
So you published a book.
Yeah.
What inspired you to write it?
I had too much knowledge on the information on the subject, and it's like, God forbid if something happened, it's like that was like always one of my dreams. I wanted to write a book. I just don't want to wait until the last minute, and God forbid I'm on my deathbed and no book, no nothing. So I'm like, this was in the works since 2022. I just never put it together. I had to get it proofread. I had to go through the whole author's process, but it just had to get done because it's like it's just too much information that can really help people. And I'm all about changing lives. I'm not all about a dollar. Money come and go. I seen money. Even the pandemic, like I said, opened my eyes to money. And it's just like then start making money after that. It's just like the money gonna come. Like whenever you add value to the market, money gonna come. So I'm not chasing money. Every time I chase money, it run away. It's just like real rat. So I just it's gonna come. So I figure it's 2025. Get it done now.
Facts.
Get it done now.
Facts. So how does your story of surviving cancer to your work? How does it connect to your finance when you was writing about your book? Is it any relevancy in there, or did you strictly focus on the finance part when it came to the book?
So the book, a lot of it is finance, a lot of it is education, but a lot of it I put myself in the average person's shoes. So I'm teaching from the average Joe standpoint. So it's not just somebody that has it all together. Because even me, right? I mess my credit up a lot, but I fix it again. Like it's a game. You get what I'm saying? So I tell people don't feel bad about your finances or wherever it is. Just focus on what you can do. Focus on the information you know, and just execute on it. That's all it really is. So in that book, I do have a section not talking about that situation, but talks about the COVID situation, how I was playing ball. It's like about the author section, my experiences. Like I do have a chapter that talks about my experience in court, like suing companies by myself. And this is something that everybody can do. You get what I'm saying? I be I be a little nervous at times because even being a black man and just doing that, like it's serious. Cause like even if you go on my Instagram, it's like a bunch of settlement checks and stuff like that. And this is all public records. You can actually Google the cases and all that. You can Google it up in small claims court, Philadelphia, federal court, and all that. This is public record. So this is if you read the book, you'll get a lot of information out of it. And then if you do your research and you study, it'll help you a lot too. I'm just a little nervous about playing, I guess Robin Hood or whatever, come back, give everybody the game. But other than that, everybody can learn, everybody can execute on it for sure.
Definitely about learning. I feel like you should definitely give the opportunity to learn through the show us first.
Yeah.
Now, if someone pick up your book, what's the main message you want them to walk away with?
The main message, I would say the main message is take action now. Don't wait till it's too late. Don't let debt pile up too bad to where it's like you really feel hopeless. So this book is just like another life for somebody that's going through something, because a lot of people getting their wages garnished and all that too. Like you feel me? And people be coming to me, like a lot of people in the city be coming to me like, hey, they took my whole bank account, they garnished my check and all that. It's like this is just certain things that we have to know, and it's like you don't have to know everything, but I just want people to be competent enough to stand on their own financially. Like I said, bro, I'm not the richest, but I'm not broke. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not. My credit is not super good, but it's not bad. I mess up. I make mistakes just like y'all, and it's just I feel like social media too. We got this perfect perception that everything has to be. I've never been one of them people, and I really don't care for it, to be honest. So that's all. That's like my biggest takeaway that I want people to know from the book. It's cat. It's cat, bro.
Especially for the people that really believe it and have never been in touch with reality.
It's cat, bro.
So man, you weren't a lot of hats, man. From survivor, business owner, author. Which role means the most to you and why?
I ain't gonna lie, that is a good question. I would say all of them, because I feel like without one, it wouldn't be the others. So I say all of them. it all plays a huge role, and it's all part of my story.
All one
All
cake.
yeah, all of them for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So how do you hope your story will inspire people dealing with struggles or in some of the situations you've been in, whether it's health, money, or just mentally?
I just want people to play their role, bro. Like it's a quote Tupac said. He was basically saying like, if I don't be the change, I want to spark the mind that make the change, and that's what it's really about. You feel what I'm saying? Just being a spark. Like if my story is definitely gonna touch a lot of people, but I feel like there's somebody else that's going through what I'm going through. Their story gonna touch a lot of people.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So just keeping that chain going for sure.
If you could give one piece of advice to someone feeling hopeless right now, what could it be?
Pray, turn to God, pray, start there, and it's not the end of the world. It ain't over to the fat lady sings. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah, and like we from Philly, so we can look at it from the Eagles standpoint. See how 2022 they had to take their loss in the Super Bowl. See how they got back. That's life.
Okay, grounded too.
That's yeah. You feel that's life.
Right.
That's life.
So look, man, if you could see your younger self walking down the street, probably on your way to school, turning town, about to go to basketball practice or something, you just riding by, doing whatever you're doing, you see yourself. What's something that you would jump out and tell yourself to look out for, to be aware for, just a piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
Piece of advice I'll give to my younger self: keep going for number one. It's gonna be a long journey. It's gonna be a hard road, a long road. Stay focused. A lot of distractions out here, and I feel like the main one really is be yourself. Cause I'm gonna admit I was a follower like of the wrong crowd for a while, and it don't get nowhere. When I start being myself, start being authentic, you stand out more. You stand out more, and it don't take a lot. You don't gotta force stuff. You stand out more. So that's probably like I'll tell my younger self that, and keep going, keep doing what you're doing. It's light at the end of the tunnel, and there's a lot of young, adolescents, young boys from Philadelphia that feel depressed. They feel like they want to pick up a gun or feel like they want to kill or do whatever. You ain't even gotta do that. You feel me? You ain't gotta do that. You take it one day at a time. You pray and keep it pushing. Figure out what you really want in life, and not what you think you want. You know, from social media and what they tell you that you should do. You'll be alright.
Facts. I love us right into the last one, man. It was great advice to the young ones. So,
Yeah.
feel me, that Rep Street Therapy up, man. We definitely appreciate you for coming out.
No, for sure.
Listen, man, we need to lock in after this so we can have some of that advice too. We can do whatever for the book platform, whatever.
For sure.
Yo, this is gonna be dope, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you. You already know what it is. Your boy Ty. I just left Street Therapy. Just finished my interview with my guy TJ. Go get my book, Debt Collectors to the Pros, Volume 1 on Amazon.com. Again, tune into this classic interview, man. It's time.